Welcome to Magic Arcanum. I'm Ryan Gomez. Behind the scenes is Nicole Burdick, and we're so glad you're here because it's story time. And what an inspired story time it's going to be, because today I am sharing some ideas for how magic could expand its intellectual property. Just throwing some stuff out there into the blind eternities. Why? Well, Streets of New Capenna is coming soon, but we don't have the full card gallery yet, so I can't really do a video telling you everything that happens in the set, at least not for a few more weeks. And whenever I'm between major set releases, like right now, I like to look at what's happening around me for inspiration. As I mentioned in my last video, which you should go back and watch because it's awesome, I am currently living in this apartment while I'm waiting to move into a new house. So that has given me a lot of time to think, especially as I sit here and wish magic had more ways to tell its story. I have come up with 5 ways I'd like to see magic expand its IP, but before I tell you about them, let me thank Into the AM for sponsoring today's video. They have got the best graphic tees in the multiverse with all sorts of vibrant designs, sure to match the theme of your next commander deck. These tailor-fit, super soft cotton tops will be a treasured part of your wardrobe, especially when you save 10% on your entire order by using my link down in the description. Into the AM also has hoodies, boxer briefs, jogging pants, solid colored basics, everything you need to fill your suitcase for apartment living. You can trust me because I did that. Check them out using that link down below and you'll be supporting the show while also turning yourself into one of the best dressed people at your next FNM. That's what we gamers call a win-win. Alright, now let's talk about Pokemon. Yeah, you heard me. Pokemon is everywhere. You've got the card game, of course, but also video games, television shows, movies, plushies, Happy Meals, World Cup mascots. It never ends. Imagine if magic had just a fraction of that, a level of pop culture saturation that moves it out of the basements and back rooms and onto the world stage. To do that, we have to massively expand magic's intellectual property, or IP, and here's how I would go about it. Pitch number 1, an animated Netflix show. Now, before you go typing your comment that says, Ryan, you bald-headed, mustachioed idiot, there's already gonna be an animated Netflix show, let me explain. We haven't heard about that show in months? Years? I don't even know. What we have heard, though, hasn't exactly been encouraging news. So that gives me a chance to upgrade the whole thing before it releases and is a huge embarrassment. My version of an animated Netflix show would focus on just one plane, Arcavios, home to Strixhaven, the greatest magical school in the multiverse. We'd follow a group of students as they learn the intricacies of spell casting. Rumors abound about other worlds filled with strange magics that the kids can only dream of. And then we have Liliana acting as a grimdark Ms. Frizzle, and the students are never really sure if they can believe her as she describes all of the fantastic places she has been during her very long life. You could also have guest appearances from other planeswalkers, always hinting at a bigger world, but we, the audience, stay on Arcavios, bound to Strixhaven, always eager for a bigger slice of the color pie as we grow with our favorite dryads, orcs, and elephants. Let's be real, Harry Potter has overstayed its welcome. The latest batch of movies isn't doing so hot, and the creator of the franchise has become a, let's say, controversial figure. So it's time for someone else to take control of the magical school setting, which is still a really fun premise for telling stories, especially if you do it through animation, because you can get carried away with the effects and not have to worry so much about the budget that comes with building elaborate sets and costumes. And you're going to want to save some of that money for pitch number 2, which is a live-action series on HBO. This is where we go after the old Game of Thrones crowd, with 10 episodes set on Ravnica. Each one looks at a different guild. Simic becomes a medical drama, as doctors deal with patching people up through magical means, and also struggle with the ethics of maybe upgrading them just a bit. Azorius becomes a sort of magical law and order, Rakdos gets to be American Horror Story, you get the idea. Each guild gets a chance to shine, all set in a very real-feeling city, with each episode connected through overlapping characters, right? A Rakdos performer loses their leg, they have to go see a Simic doctor, that doctor then gets into legal trouble, and now we're over to New Prav, and so forth. The key to this one is making it feel real. Ravnica is a massive city full of interesting locations, with a magical backdrop, but the spells aren't the focus here. The citizens are. And even though Magic is technically a kid's card game, giving it full-on adult treatment on a network like HBO could lead to some really compelling stories. Pitch number 3, a Survivor-style game show featuring real-life Magic players all living together in a big house somewhere. So rather than focus on the lore and fiction of the game, we are making celebrities out of the real humans who play it. Each week would have a challenge, maybe it's a draft or a constructed format like Pauper or Pioneer, whatever. But we also mix it up by giving the players ways to earn advantages. Now, these could be extra cards in their pool, or a higher starting life total, or immunity from being knocked out that week, all the classic stuff that makes for the game on top of the game. Now this gets fun because many different types of people play Magic, so each week the challenge could be something you really excel at or struggle with, and then you'd have to make up for it with your skill during the game. We would watch players form teams and alliances, brew and test their decks together, celebrate victories, and mourn losses as individuals get shown the door in later rounds, all with huge prizes on the line. The aim here is for someone watching at home to say, hey, that single mom is doing really well in the challenges, and she plays Magic? Or, wow, I didn't know someone could be so into personal fitness and also love card games. We really want people to reevaluate what it means to be a gamer, because then they're more likely to think of themselves as being one too. And speaking of games, that's where we'll find my 2 remaining ideas. Pitch number 4, an exploration-driven, role-playing video game similar to Skyrim or Fallout. Now, I might be a little biased because these are already some of my favorite video games, but imagine one built from the ground up to be a vehicle for the Magic property. Your character starts out as an average human, Loxodon, goblin, whatever you want. Then, early on, your spark ignites and a whole bunch of worlds become open to you. As you travel between them, you bond with each new location, unlocking more mana points and giving you more options on your skill trees. Will you become a charismatic black-aligned mage who builds a fortress on Innistrad? Or will you spend your time on the front lines of Zendikar fighting off the Eldrazi and seeking powerful artifacts among the Skyclaves? Adding new planes through DLC with each matching set release becomes trivial, and adding new cosmetics and items and places to explore keeps players coming back as they build up a character that fits into the world however they want. Imagine going to Kaladesh and meeting Saheeli, who gives you some quests and then rewards you with a filigree familiar of your own. I want to stress that the recent Magic RPG failed because the game just wasn't very good. It tried to give you a random shuffling pile of spells to simulate the randomness of drawing cards in the actual game, but it never let players have a sense of mastery over their own creation. And so rather than try to be the next Diablo clone, take it in another direction. Let players control the experience a bit more and shape their character into exactly the type of spell slinger they've always wanted to be. You want Lightning Bolt on your hotbar, and you want to carry a Mox Ruby to give it a faster cooldown? You got it, Planeswalker. Burn 'em up! And finally, pitch 5 is for Magic Arena to add a story mode. Other digital card games already do this. Legends of Runeterra has Path of Champions, Hearthstone has Adventures. This is not a new idea, but it could be done in a new way. Let players pick a planeswalker and give them a relatively weak brawl deck themed around their colors and abilities. As this story mode progresses, you unlock and add new cards to your deck as you face off against other characters or events that make up a connected story. But here's the twist. At some point, the player gets to edit their own cards, alchemy style. Let me sidebar here because there is a fun game I have been playing way too much of lately on Apple Arcade. It's called Cardpocalypse. The whole thing is a love letter to the trading card games I grew up with. You play as a middle school kid obsessed with the newest card game, and you go around the school trading and playing with the other kids. Now, eventually, you unlock the ability to put stickers right on your cards, which lets you permanently change their cost, their power, their toughness, or even add new keywords. And the stickers have their own, in-game economy, so your character is trading snacks out of their lunchbox to get those crucial +2 power stickers. But all the other kids are doing it too, so it becomes even more ridiculous as everyone tries to slam down their most busted card and win before the teachers come and break it all up. The game had me smiling ear to ear the entire time I played it, and it got me thinking Magic could totally do something like that. If it's a single player experience, you don't even have to worry about the cards getting too crazy, because you're just beating up a computer-controlled Nicol Bolas, and we all know he deserves it. So let players embrace their inner designer. Let them craft their own signature spells as they climb through a storyline that puts them up against some of the game's most powerful villains. And again, let this be a path to unlocking some of the best cosmetics in Arena. I want to show my human opponent that I took on the challenges of the story mode, and now I'm here to draft Streets of New Capenna, accompanied by my unique storyline pet. So there you go, that's my 5 ways Magic could start to expand its intellectual property and challenge Pokemon, at least a little bit. I guess we're still a long ways from having our own World Cup mascot, though. I will even toss in a bonus pitch inspired by my Into the AM shirt because it reminds me of the opening credits of Mad Men. So here's a little something from Don Draper. Magic isn't just a game. It's people coming together to share their stories behind the cards. The real magic, it's the gathering. It's just a cardboard tube. I don't actually smoke. What do you think? Which pitch was the best? What should Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast invest in next? Let me know down in the comments. And while you're down there, check out Into the AM and save 10% site-wide with my link. Then make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the great stories you'll only find here on Magic Arcanum. We'll see ya.